Hi, welcome to It's Not Tiddlywinks. My name's Ra Pomare. I'm from a New Zealand tuna ad. With me today is John Afoa and Angus Ta'avau. Angus, you're our first guest. How stoked are you?
It's all, I'm just looking at you, I'm thinking Dunch.
Yeah.
And what does Dunch mean to you?
I honestly don't know, bro. You're the tuna guy, you should tell us.
Well, your background
It's dinner
is
and lunch.
ad, isn't it? It's dinner
But this
and
isn't
lunch.
about me.
Yeah.
I feel like it is.
It's not about me. No. It's about Angus and you.
Mate, tuna aside, it's an absolute pleasure. I got the call up.
Awesome.
Obviously sitting next to this legend, Big Johnny. We go back a little bit, and yourself, mate. I've watched your ad a few times, so to be the first guest on this, it's an absolute pleasure. So thank you for having me.
No, it's totally fine. Hey, and you two, both from Auckland?
The dirty south.
Yeah.
I grew up in Pipakura, went to school out there for a little bit. Got the magic carpet ride into Pakuranga and played for St Kitts for a couple of years, and then that was that. You know what I mean? A couple of years of footy, and now I'm back at my old club.
Yeah, you're back at your old club here, Uni Rugby.
Varsity Vipers.
Varsity Vipers. Give us a bit of context here. Where are we?
We're down at 71 to 73 Murden Road.
Fantastic, lovely.
Postcode is 1071 St John's, but we're here if Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, so bars open and a little bit of footy, and that's about it really.
Don't know it. And Angus, yourself, mate, you had a run-in with this guy early in your career. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I was a young buck, 20. Run in at training.
Oh, run in at training.
Oh, just
run
history.
in
You guys.
together. The start of the journey. It started with Auckland. I had just finished up my Auckland under 20s, New Zealand under 20s in Argentina.
Oh, okay. Big dog.
I pumped.
You guys won?
Pumped Aussie in the final.
Sick.
Nice.
I love the opportunity because Johnny was like one of the first props to like break the mold. Usually you'd be told you just scrum, you just lift, you just clean rucks, don't even think about passing the ball or being razzly and stepping and all that. And Johnny was the guy, he had his big mutton chops,
Yeah.
the curls, ripping the blues. He'd still do all those core roles, but then, he had a good step, good carry. One of my greatest memories is we went down to Invercargill. And anyway, rugby aside, we went and tested the local facilities. Couple of orange juices early that led to beers, that led to early morning. Johnny had got these springs for a car he was doing, and then we were just in there, we were roomies, and we were just freestyling. And that was the first time that opened up like a different side, where it's like, man, I'm here with like this unreal legend, and I'm like trying to go toe to toe with this,
Bar for bar.
And I can't remember who took the medal, but it was that's a real vivid memory of the early days.
That. I had this old car, and obviously trade meet was about, and I was like, oh, they had these King Springs down in Invercargill, and I was like, oh shit, I got a game down there in a few weeks. I was like, oh, any danger I can pick it up then? Just used like Auckland Rugby's like baggage allowance, picked up these 4 King Springs for my Falcon and shipped them back up.
Sick. Did they work?
That was good. Yeah,
Fitted them and everything?
I chucked them in the car, it was all good, but then I got pink stickered because the RC of the car was rotten and rusted out, so that was all good. But yeah, the biggest thing about that night was the real Gus Bus came out. And then I'm always unsure, was it like a given nickname or self-proclaimed?
No,
Gus Bus.
There was just murmurs about the Gus Bus, so like I just had to take it upon. Like I didn't really have a proper nickname, but like that was just a yarn that was put together.
Now? You don't have a nickname now?
Not really, no.
Well, it sounds like Gus Bus is your nickname.
I thought the Gus Bus was the name.
Well, it sort of is, but like because I've...
What does it relate to?
Because I've journeymaned around to so many different teams.
No, it's the size of... You're a big man.
Oh, Gus the Bus. Yeah, right. Yeah.
And it's sort of
Bus.
Gus Bus, and like, I think it was, I might have scored a try, and when you score your first try, you have to have a yarn about how you scored it. And being a young buck, I thought like to talk a little bit of, talk a little trash. I made up this yarn, and I was like, I got the ball, and I saw the line. I had 2 guys on me. I said, oh well, jump on the Gus Bus, and score. So that was. But like I said, I've gone to so many different teams that it hasn't. The OG guys know it, but like, I don't know. It's like a trail of just leaving no nicknames behind,
Yeah, true.
At least
It's
you had a ton
almost
of tracksuits, so.
We need a violin for that story.
You know what I mean?
My dad's got them in his closet.
Yeah,
mate.
they're good mixture of tracksuits in the old closet.
Yeah, tell me about this year, moving in back to the Blues. How's it felt?
It's been awesome. Like the biggest disclaimer, I actually love the Chiefs. Great time down there, but with like opportunity to come up home. I've got 2 kids now. My boys got special needs, so my daughter's 10 months, and obviously all our family, Mrs. friends, our friends are up here. So opportunity to come to Auckland, be back home, put on the blue. I mean, it's been massive, and I actually low-key I tried to come back a couple of times. Like when I came back from Aussie, I didn't have a contract, and Blues had a contract, but they did the old Drake to me. They go, nah, not keen. And then I think I tried again. I just put the question out. They just gave the not keen. So finally, it's happened. But you know, we're living in Onehunga now, and like we just sit there happy, you know, content being back home. It's been awesome.
Similarly, last year, like when you jumped on the plane to play for Crusaders for a couple of games, eh?
Yeah.
Like, are you aware? You're just jumping on a plane, right? Are you aware that like everyone's like, oh, get a load of this, you know? Like Sky was kind of popping off. Like the coverage was all like John Afoa, legendary prop, coming back from bloody Europe. Yeah. Like, are you aware of that or nah?
I was like hiding because I was like, oh, not my Blues brothers, they're going to kill me. I was coming back, play for the Crusaders.
Yeah.
How can I look at myself in the mirror?
Yeah, true.
But got back, they hid me in a motel. I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, that's right.
I told my family, I was like, oh, I'm coming back. They're like, oh, we'll pick you up at the airport. I was like, oh, not going to be in the Auckland airport. Going to be slightly further south for a couple of weeks. Down there, did it. But no, it was great. And I look back, it was great times and a good opportunity for me to see some of the boys. And I did get an email the other day because I'm old boy with my 240 minutes. Get some tickets to the games. So you know what I mean?
Got an old boy stay.
Now I'm double dipping. I got Crusaders tickets, I got Blues
alumni,
tickets.
Emails from Crusaders.
That's on both.
Yeah.
Far out. How many alumni emails have you got?
Yeah,
4?
I've still got. I got one from the Waratahs not long ago. I think they're celebrating something. I'm pretty sure I still get low-key get the Blues ones.
True.
I was getting them down at Chiefs. Now I'll probably start getting Chiefs ones. I mean,
it's hard to unsubscribe to stuff sometimes. Managing your emails.
It's just like you still feel a part of that. You know.
But you get like it's free tickets. Just keep one like jacket from each team.
Yeah.
Boom, you're away.
Yeah,
you know,
down the line.
Post career, that's your weekend sorted.
Hard. So you're telling me you're pretty stoked not to be doing a preseason this year?
Oh, very stoked.
Very
you should have seen me fast walking outside this afternoon trying to do some running, but it just hasn't kicked in. I don't know what's happened.
Nah, just relax, man. But this guy, you've just been through one. With Vern Cotter, right?
He's horrible in preseason.
Is he?
All the props used to hate him.
Why?
Because he's a good runner. Look at him. Because back then it was 3K. No, it might have been phosphate.
I can't even remember what it was.
Obviously, all of us are built 5'5", 5'8", 130 kilos.
True.
Can't run. And Gus turns up, 6+, wavy hair. Obviously he's got the big rims, but he takes those off to run.
Yeah, true.
And it's like, on your mark, you said, go, boink, gone.
Yeah, leaving you
like,
dust.
oh, you're horrible. But you'll be running with the locks, Lucy's.
Well, to be honest, this was probably one of my dustier preseasons, just coming off like that, like my injuries last year. But usually, like, I back myself to run. That's probably like that blend of my half cast, like Samoan with my Australian, and maybe a little. I'm probably not as explosive though, as I didn't get too much explosiveness from my Samoan side. But I got enough. But
you're underselling yourself, mate.
I got a mix of Australian swing in there, you know, to keep the lead going.
Did Vern Cotter do any weird stuff in the preseason though? Not too weird. We don't need to throw him under the bus here, but you know, throw him under the Gus bus.
No, not super weird. But like he wants us to play like a physical game.
Yeah.
So like, depending on who's driving the preseason, some preseasons we haven't touched the ball at pre-Christmas. It's just like jump on the line, you're getting hidings. We want to break you. We want to get you fit. Some coaches will be like, we need to do this much rugby, get clarity on everything, you know, so it's a balance. Whereas Vern, I think he wanted to set that physical tone. So a lot of like contact and priming, that sort of thing. But it was a mixture of, you almost do this little rotation where it was get in some drills, contact, get that's the physical side of it up. Then you'd rotate round and mark our Welsh trainer from Wales. He, I don't even know. Is that PC? I don't even know.
I think you can do. I think
not the
English speaking. Is Welsh accent okay? Yep. Sounds like I think we signed off. Wales.
Coming from Wales.
Yep.
He's an absolute lad. But then chuck on the line and he's giving you a hiding.
Right.
And then you turn around to the third rotation and that's con games, and you've smoked from the skills and contact to we call it MAS running. do you know the MES? It's like max aerobic saltations. I don't know, I just made that up.
Saltations.
Sultanas.
Sultanas, Dunch.
Lovely Dunch. Lovely. Throwback, callback.
And then you do con games where it's like trying to get a little bit of skill. So it wasn't all just bish, bash, bosh, but it was, some of the boys haven't had that style. It's just been like the get your fitness through rugby.
Yeah.
And the boys were a bit rattled, you know, it's a bit different. So I think we did about 2,000 burpees as well.
Holy
so
Toledo, that's
they
measurable.
want you up off the ground, they want you working, bounce, get back into the game.
Far out.
Yeah, genuinely.
Are they sort of measuring, like, because when I go to do like a HIIT class, 45 minutes, you know, to the odd class, they're like, yeah, sometimes. I have done
fried chicken t-shirt.
I've done 3 or 4, sorry,
Damn,
Shout out to
last year
Roscoe's.
or?
You know,
Last week.
hey, cut it out. But, you know, are they sort of forcing you, are they going, nah, that wasn't chest to floor, do it, you know, like.
Yeah, there's form, so we don't jump, because like protect knees and you know, joints, but you gotta go chest to ground, pop up, and then depending on the day, like hands on head straight.
Yeah, right.
That's a rep. You know?
That's a rep.
So, and you got to be honest with yourself. If you're cheating the boys, you're cheating yourself. You're cheating the team.
And like, you know, the knees sort of coming up at the same time as the chest, or is it sort of like a sort of a snake cobra style situation?
If you're like a Sam Knock Telfa Funaki who they're about 60, 70 kgs dripping wet, they can pop up.
Yeah.
Or if you're like a bigger boy, you start just going in one knee. You know, when you're at rep 60, you're not popping up. You're sort of just like pop up to one knee, boom.
How many are you doing?
Bro, like genuinely, it was
Sets
like
of 100 or something.
it was like a time like 5 minutes, burpee as many as you can, then you go do this, and then come back to burpee. So some days it was.
I'm talking one knee down after 6, so after 60, that's
genuinely, but flop to ground.
How old are you?
Xavier. How old am I?
Yeah.
33.
Nah, you need the golden ticket, mate.
What's the golden
When
ticket?
I got like to 32, 33, I told every team, every trainer, I was like, no down and ups for me, bud. My lower back is
Just
no
pull them
good.
in close, the
I was just
Godfather.
like, I do everything, but when it comes to burpees or down and ups, you won't see me.
That's it.
I'll do something else.
That's experience.
Mate,
you
that's
know
you
what
get
I mean?
another 5 years on the
But
back.
that's,
confidence.
but that's over like that. I feel like that France, you know, that's those overseas things. Whereas here, it's like.
And Uncle Pat, old Pat Lamb, he gave me the pass.
Yeah, okay.
Boy,
Vern
that's
has
nice.
mentioned a little card that I could possibly pull out on a day. For 33 plus, so me and Bryce Heem, we're the 2 oldest.
Oh, okay.
That on a day, if you're sort of not feeling, you know, quite 100, or you need a little old man day, you can pull it out. So I don't know if I'd actually ever use it, but
Nah.
Yellow card yourself.
it's there. Yeah, and go and smoke it, but you can't do it to the boys.
Let's have a break.
Sorry,
Instead of me.
I don't want to steal your thunder here.
Nah,
but
go
like,
hard.
Like it feels like a good time to ask it. Like Ulster overseas. Like Sufton, stand up for the Ulster man, stand up.
I'm not going to sing it, but carry on.
For the Ulster man, stand up for the Ulster. I'd stand up like I'm stand up for the Ulster man, stand up for the Ulster man, stand up. You guys get it, but I suppose what I'm getting to is, like I've only really played rugby.
You lived up there, didn't you?
Yeah, but like this, I was like a 18-year-old, like. Not playing, so like I've just played all my pro rugby in New Zealand, and like you know how crowds are like, here they're sort of like, yeah, that was cool, and then like chill, but like you got there and like France is popping, you know, vive la France, allez toto, stuff them. Like what was, I suppose for me, I don't know if I'll ever go over there and play. So what was like the best experience in terms of how they support you?
Oh yeah, at Ulster we had a like massive following. We were the only like pro team in the north. Because Gaelic Games and all those are amateurs, so the only sort of pro team, and then we just had a massive following. You know what I mean? They loved it. We were quite good, and we made finals and playoffs, so that helped. But big following, and like you said, the crowd always chanting, singing. One of the better days, even though we lost the final, we played Leinster. We had topped the table. So we should have got the home final, but our stadium wasn't big enough. So we ended up playing down in Dublin at the RDS, which is the Leinster home ground. But they've done it in a way where they just split the stadium in half. Half was blue, half was white for Ulster. And then they just had the final going bonkers with singing and chants. Lost by 4. Robbie Diak should have passed the ball and would have scored, but he won't see this. He's back in Northern Ireland. So
He might see
Should
this,
have passed
Robbie.
it, bro.
Should have passed it.
What
You
are
passed
you
it.
doing, Robbie?
Try to
Far
get
out. Was it to you? Were you waiting in the corner
no
or what?
chance. It was on the edge. I was show and go, try to like save the day, you know what I mean? But should have passed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, hey. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, Robbie. check yourself.
Only a Pro 12 final.
Yeah, exactly.
Cost me
final.
like 30 grand on the bonus, but we won't talk about
Far
that.
out.
Oh, I thought you were going to say on a bet, but I was like, hold up, bro.
He's
Like-
betting on himself. You're not allowed to do that, John.
Of course I don't
Far
bet on
out.
myself.
Like, what about like Bristol and your France? Was it like, was there anything, was there like, because I heard France pops off, but like...
France was great too, because we're in Breton, so it was like a Celtic nation kind of area, so they all like sang this anthem in French, but it sounded like the Welsh national anthem tune, so they sang that before every home game.
Sick.
So that was quite good, and Bristol, because it was a bit of a football town, the rugby sort of followed suit with chants and singing. But one of the better nights I had was a local football game in Northern Ireland when I watched the national team play, and they do this thing called the bouncy, where they turn around, face the other way, put arms over each other and jump and down. Everyone's like, let's all do the bouncy. Let's all do the bouncy. Da, 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 da.
Why can't we do stuff like that here?
I don't know,
For
man.
safety, maybe? They're all...
Bro, you don't need to be bouncy, but like
Our crowds are a
surely
bit
there's like some
conservative.
chance or...
Yeah.
Like you go to Japan, they're there in the...
Oh, we saw you.
Oh, yeah, but that's...
Don't,
I'm
trying to help
see...
up the crowd like this.
Bro, could you do that here? Probably not. Like, that's what I mean.
No,
If you
people
do
are
that
like,
here,
what are you
someone
doing?
will throw a point at you.
I'm going to get dropped by the boys, but like, that's what I mean, you know? Like, I feel like...
Yeah,
Takes
rock it
themselves
up
too
here, eh?
serious here, eh?
Yeah, bro.
Everyone's too serious at the game.
Let's have fun.
Yeah,
let's
I
have a
don't know.
chant. Let's...
I've mulled this over many times. It's just not in our DNA. Yeah, we need to change it.
Yeah. Sorry about that tangent, mate.
Nah, it's
I'll
good.
Give
It's
you back
good.
the...
I noticed he didn't mention Gloucester at all too. So
Oh, the shed. Oh,
she
man.
didn't get a mention.
The shed. Sorry, shed. They'll be on the shed web, the local shed web page, Facebook.
John didn't mention us.
They'll
He
be
didn't
on
mention
there
us.
hammering
Yeah.
me like he was on a podcast. He even mentioned Gloucester or the shed. So yeah, I apologise to all the shed members.
Recent news discussion. That's what we're pivoting to now.
Tough.
Recent social media news.
News.
Current.
News.
Current
This
affairs.
will be a sting here. We'll put a sting
news,
here.
news.
Social media news.
News.
Two Broncos in the NRL, the league, had a sort of a little dust up that got filmed. Is that just a part of preseason a little bit? You know, having a bit of a wrestle,
You know,
wrestle
I
with
just
your
had like a
teammates.
small heart attack when you're like two Broncos. I was like,
I was like, genuine, bro. Think about 20, 40, 65 times, bro.
Yeah, no. Adam Reynolds and Pat Kerrigan were just filmed like, you know, a bit like that.
on the floor
Nah, they were
or
standing.
training.
Yeah, you know, because Reynolds was sort of small, so he was sort of like,
Yeah,
on the piss, sort of.
In my experience, like in New Zealand, hardly any fights.
Yeah, right.
It's all pretty tamed. Man, I went up to the UK. Northern Ireland, I think, was all pretty... We're run by... had a couple of good older South African boys, so they ran the team, so it was all chilled. I went to Gloucester, Tuesday
good.
Warriors, fights every Tuesday.
Really?
Guys, we had a couple of heroes. They'll be just offside, and people will be screaming, and he'd be like, oh, check the tape. Because, you know,
Really?
they record all the trainings.
And having fights in the
Yeah,
in the room
yes, yeah.
after, in the video room.
In the video room. Oh, maybe
mate.
not the video room.
Out on the field.
But I've seen
on the
boys get
field.
knocked out at training.
Damn.
Far out. Hectic. Back at the Blues, Angus.
The 09.
The 09. Tell us about the experience of playing in Aussie, the Waikato, and Auckland.
Sydney, I love Sydney. It sort of reminded me of the Blues a little bit, like underperformers. Well,
Whoa.
I mean,
Depends whose squad you're
Wow.
playing.
well, that's what I mean. When I came
Didn't you win
in,
a chip?
Nah, they
Yeah, with Crusaders.
Yeah.
damn. Well, I came in 2011, played 2012, and he had gone by then. I think you made the semis.
Yeah, we lost to
against
the Reds.
Yeah, and that was like I wasn't playing, so I didn't really.
That was heartbreaking.
You know, I wouldn't say it was like I was in there.
Yeah.
But then I had a mad run of, I want to say like 6 years of no playoffs. So Blues 2012 to 2015, no playoffs. 2 years at the Waratahs, and we had.
Well,
what,
lucky
like-
there's no relegation when you're at the Towers.
Bro. Well, the Blues too, bro. We're freaking, one of those, a couple of years in there with, the last year with Pat, a couple of years with JK.
Yeah.
That was like, we're bottom feeders. We're scraping. We're just like, we're waiting for the end of season 2, but go to Aussie, and it's like they had won it 2 years before, made the semi, and then I arrived, Checker had just gone, and a stack full of Wallabies. Like, this is like prime Izzy Folau, Michael Hooper, Bernard Foley, Kurtley Beale, like into the four, big Willie Skelton. Like, this is a mad team, and I genuinely think we finished like I don't even know how many teams are back there because there's been so much movement in Super Rugby, but like bottom 3. I think the Rebels might have even beaten us one year, and the Rebels were like not even that, like no offense to them back then.
Yeah.
Like they were just coming in, bro. They were like pretty fresh. So it was like,
you might have been one of their first dubs.
but it was like, bro, quite genuine. But it was just like frustrating in that sense, but the lifestyle was unreal. And then obviously I came back and played for the Chiefs, and
Zero lifestyle. But we made the playoffs, was it?
it's one of those
Is
like,
Hamilton
It's one
boring
of those,
still?
how many
Come
of
on.
the beaches that you went to in Hamilton?
Yeah.
bro,
You're just on the,
the
desert,
river.
the river again.
Te Rapa water centre.
Yeah,
but
fair.
like the beauty of Hamilton, it's like it gets mad disrespect. Like everyone's like, oh, you catch this, catch that. But like for
Are
a
you talking about the river still, or?
bro, whatever, bro, river water.
Yeah, I think you're talking
yeah,
about
That's
no,
that's
there's
supposed that's the
urban
key
legends.
ingredient to a Waikato draft.
Oh,
But
really?
I suppose us living there as a little family, we found it like it was way slower than, obviously we come from Sydney, Auckland. You could drive to Raglan in 50 minutes. The Mount was just over an hour. Taupo was just down the road. Auckland, you know, home is just up. So
Everywhere but Hamilton.
you know what I mean? So the great thing about Hamilton you can go, but like it gets mad disrespect. But man, like it's come a long way.
Yeah.
It used to just be the hole in the middle of nowhere, but now it's got like, you know, like one of my. We've moved up to Auckland. We're trying to replace our Turkish place, bro. I haven't found one yet. My
Auckland
Chinese
is lacking.
best sweet and sour pork I've ever had down there. Queenwood Chinese takeaway in Hamilton. If you're ever down there, go. Cream Eatery down in Hamilton Cafe, off the chain. You know, these nice little spots. And they even started like a little Ponsonby Central setup overlooking the river, the Awa.
Looking up house
You
prices
know,
in
so
Hamilton
bro, it's,
currently.
yeah, and it's relative. It's
There's
still
too many choices here. That's why
it's
you
not,
need
it's
to
not
find
took
a
it
good
all
one.
prices,
Yeah,
bro,
right,
but
right.
it's still it's up there, but
there.
it's better than up here. You get more bang for your buck. So
True.
I suppose it's all been different, like sort of little vibes, but I felt like we were building something pretty good down there. Like obviously lost in the final, lost in the semi the year before, lost in the Aotearoa final, all against the frickin' Crusaders.
Bloody hell. Bloody Crusaders.
But no, it's I suppose just the journey has been like all these little things you've taken away and living in these cool places.
Yeah.
Even Hamilton, bro.
Even
Cool.
Hamilton.
Yeah, even Hamilton.
Even Hamilton, eh? I tell you what, the best thing they built out of Hamilton.
What's that?
Motorway.
It is good.
Bro, when it's double lane.
120, baby.
Later, bro.
See ya.
When it's double lane. Like, first time I did it, was like, this is amazing.
That's so
Boom,
cool.
shuts down, go into a single lane roadworks.
Yeah, man.
So, like, if you're going to do it, just
I
do
think
it
that's a metaphor
right.
for New Zealand. Is like, it's pretty boring because we get stoked on a motorway. You know what I mean?
Because it opens up the opportunity.
Yeah, it does.
bro.
True. To go cool places.
You know,
You're right. You're right.
that's it, bro.
Yeah. Very true. Very
Coromandel.
true. Not Hamilton. We're going to take a little break. Angus, I don't want to make light of this, but last year you had the brace on Sky, the neck brace. That was a pretty gnarly situation for you. Can you tell us like what happened there? It was in the NPC quarterfinal, right? Was it semi?
I'm just trying to. It was the quarterfinal versus Harbour, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got pumped by Wellington the next week.
Right.
But so just before we start, in terms of that on Sky, my neck brace, they asked me to do it, but my voice, because the surgery is like they cut open your neck, they get a bit of bone from your hip, open up, move your voice box and everything out of the way, all the muscles. Then they like take out the disc. Sorry, I'm probably jumping around a little bit, but take out the disc, put the bone in, put a little cage in there, and then pretty much lock it up. And I had to wear the neck brace for 3 months. But the worst thing was like my voice. I was like Kermit the Frog. Like I was talking like, and it just felt like I just kept wanting to go like I felt, but I was like yeah. They asked me to do the Sky thing. I was like, bro, like I can do it, but I'm in a neck brace and my voice is sounding a little bit dusty. So I actually, by the time I got to that, but by the end of it, I was sort of starting to go like, you know,
I couldn't tell. Yeah, voice.
But anyways, yeah. So this the injury happened in the quarterfinal. I'd had a sort of run of like little stingers, getting numbness down into my hands, and I got a little one in that game earlier. I was like, play on. At the instance, Bryn Gatlin taking it to the line, trying to stop him. Our winger came in for a cover tackle and just sort of whacked my neck back. And if you sort of look at like your normal spinal passage, is it straight down that barrel? It's straight. So you have passage, so like your vertebrae, you've got spinal cord and then fluid. But the point where my C3, C4 neck is narrowed. So in that impact, when my neck went back, it pinched my spinal cord and I went numb from the neck down. So it just happened so quick. I was like, boom, and then I was like, looked down. I was like, wow, what just happened? And then I looked down at my arms. I was like, bro, whose arms are these? Like, move.
Yeah.
And then I seen my tattoo. I was like, no, shit, come on. And like just freaking out because it was the scariest, like craziest feeling I've ever had in my life. And it felt like forever. I say a minute, it might have even been less, but finally sort of started. I was like, okay, now get my toes, all right. And then the team that came on, Ra Pomare, our physio, obviously they did all the neck processes and that, and straight away I was like, I'm done. Like, I never want to have this feeling again. I don't want to risk not being able to walk. I've got 2 kids. I'm absolutely done. And people are like, yeah, my brother was there. He was like, nah, just don't. And I was like, nah, F you, like, bro, you didn't feel what I felt. Like, I'm never playing again. But the ensuing like weeks, I went and saw Peter Robertson, he's pretty much the GOAT of neck surgeries in New Zealand. He's actually Anton Brown's probably to be father-in-law.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So he's, it's another win. And the way he explained it, and once I knew what the injury was and how players had this surgery and were playing, and it would almost pretty much make me safer than I was before. It sort of gave me the confidence to be like, okay, stupidly, maybe I'll. No, maybe not stupidly.
Not stupidly.
Like, because talking to him, and he's done these surgeries many times, he sort of knows, and sort of had these little tick-offs. And by the end of it, he was like, couldn't have gone any better. It's fused, looks really good, and you're safe to play again. So the weirdest thing is I had that, and then I think it was the second week back into training, and I do this, I don't know, there's this mad, it's almost like a 2-hour session. I don't know if this is what trapped it off, but the next day I was like hanging out the washing at home, and I was like real like heavy breathing, like bro, am I diabetic? Do I need sugars or something? I was just sort of like feeling a bit buzzy, and then my heart was racing, and the old Apple Watch, it's got an ECG feature on it.
Yes.
So I did a little ECG, and it goes, you're showing signs of atrial fibrillation.
Holy.
So it was a whole process of that. It's like where your heart doesn't beat sort of properly. So I was just chilling, and it was beating at sort of between 110 to 150. I went and saw the doc, did a proper ECG, yet you're in atrial fibrillation. I jumped on a bike, just ticking over up to like 200 beats per minute.
Yeah. And
then it was just another setback. So I ended up having surgery on that, and that's been all good. But by the time I was sort of back to train, Super was done with. And then I was like trying to get club trainings in to prepare for NPC. And now the last few games, the neck's been, it hasn't really been a drama. The heart's been pretty sweet. My Bronco was playing up, but
oh really?
It was a crazy year. Like, but it was, it hasn't been my first injury, and it gave me time to do a little bit of sky stuff to get around my family. My daughter was born and all that sort of thing. So I try and take the positives out of it. Don't like get bogged down and feel like it's me. I'm only by myself. Got a great family that got around me and supported me.
So what do they say about your voice? When's that coming back?
I don't know.
Kermit the Frog's back. Yeah.
Sounded really like German.
Yeah.
I know we had this conversation.
You're talking to Anton Segner too long.
Yeah, that's why I got to shout out my boy Anton Segner. He's my German mate. So we need to clear this. There needs to be a poll. Can we do German accents?
Are we allowed to do German accents? I think we are.
Just that one?
Test the waters?
Just that one.
Can you do an impression of Anton Segner for me? Not necessarily a German.
And like a rugby kind of thing.
Yeah, so we're just come off the training field, and obviously my family's still in Germany.
That's good.
And I like Fritz Wieners, and
does he like them?
He really is.
I tell you what, it's not bad.
Yeah.
That's really good.
What's really getting me is how you're rubbing your fingers together.
That's the matter of, but like to be fair, he's not like full blown that accent.
No.
He's we obviously spent a bit of time in Japan, and he's a great man. Like he'll make you feel like the funniest guy in the world. He just laughs. But sometimes he switches.
Is that why you hang around him all the time?
Angus, you're so funny.
He's my best mate now. And but sometimes it's like he'll be like sort of like Kiwi, and then he'll just go like, back when I was in Germany, and I was like, bro, did you go full blown German? He's like, sometimes
he's
when
code
I'm talking
switching.
he just feels out when he wants to go.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But
fair enough.
But he doesn't mind. I talk to him sometimes, and I've learned some words. Viget. means
Forget.
like, how are you?
How are you? Yeah.
You say good, on to. Good is like
Onto.
good, on to is like and you.
Yeah.
Say good. And probably pronouncing his name, Anton. Anton.
Very nosy.
Anton.
Lucky for you.
Yeah. Lucky I had that surgery, bro. That's probably why I can.
You know what I mean?
Anton.
Anton.
Yeah.
You've cleared it up.
Yeah.
Is Anton a teacher's pet? Is he, the coach's favourite or anything like that?
Yeah, who's the real pet of the team
the
these
pet,
days?
yeah.
I think he's not the pet in terms of
Who's the real-
he's like kissing kissing ass. You
No.
know, he's a teacher's pet in terms of like, man, he just works hard, applies himself, does good stuff.
That's just a good player, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's what I mean. So like, obviously a coach going to
He's a
gravitate
gun.
towards.
Yeah.
Like, he's earning some minutes in there, you know.
Respect.
Who's
Yeah.
brown
For a
nosing
young-
it big time? Who's up there? Getting a whole whiff of it.
I haven't seen any real obvious like, you know.
Oh, so when the
snifters.
coach is like taking one of the guys, he's like, "That's my boy." You know what I mean? That guy's like, "Oh, you."
Nah.
Great
bro.
call, Vern. Someone say that. Great call,
Great
Vern.
call. Got your back,
Nice one.
Vern.
Yeah, nice one, Vern.
You're the man, Vern.
yeah.
Doltz low key. Dalton.
Oh,
properly.
here we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
That's so like
Unofficially
obviously,
taking him on.
Pat Tuipulotu, he fractured his jaw,
Yeah, it sucks.
so he's out. So guess who's skipper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Dalts.
Dalton.
Yeah.
You know.
I reckon Dalton could have a career, just the look, in sort of an 80s. If they start making 80s action movies again, maybe Dalt's,
Like the
short
singing.
back and sides. And fuck it. What do you reckon? No?
Yeah.
Have you not met Joey?
Oh,
He's like Van Damme.
yeah, true, maybe.
Without
Yeah.
the looks.
Maybe both of them, bro.
Yeah, they
Chody's
could-
like the rougher one.
They could do like
without the looks.
they could do the double
ladies,
impact.
the ladies think often. He was actually on an Instagram page
Yeah.
for
Sexy rugby players.
sexy rugby players,
Yeah.
shirt off
Right.
or like open button shirt.
Who are we talking about?
Adrian Choate.
Adrian Cho. I thought you
Yeah.
said,
And
Cho.
he's because he's got the mullet.
Yeah, he does have a look.
And he comes, I think he is rough.
Yeah.
But if he's like that diamond in the rough, bro. If he cleaned up his look, like we went to Japan, he
Yeah.
bought one pair of Asics trainers.
Yeah.
And so we went out for a few beers, Asics trainers. We're in the gym, Asics
Yeah,
trainers.
right.
Walk
He
around,
horrible, eh?
walk
Stinking.
around Shinjuku,
Essex trainers.
Asics trainers. It's like,
Yeah.
bro,
Mix it up.
bro, back a couple beers.
Yeah,
you know?
back to
Like,
beers. That's stinking. I actually had a marketing idea, and feel free to steal this, New Zealand Rugby. In terms of fan engagement, how we can sort of and I think they should bring back the calendar. Have you guys ever done a calendar before?
Oh, that's horrible.
No, you never did a Blues calendar in the early 2000s.
I did. No, we did the Monopoly board.
Oh, Monopoly board,
Very
topless
you know what I
Monopoly
mean?
board.
Not quite.
No.
Another, great product from NZO. Got that stored away somewhere.
Yeah, nice.
You know.
Very cool. But I think the fireman look.
Can I just
maybe
ask, why, like,
calendar.
would you want it personally?
No, I just think,
or-
well, maybe we've got to engage with the audience that might be into that, I just think that it's
Yeah,
lost.
back of the toilet.
Because you
calendar.
fellas are, Adonises, you got good
Adonises.
rigs, show them off. But maybe let's unpack that for a second. Is it uncomfortable to show your rig off?
I think it's
Not everyone wants to do it.
a lot of people have the rugby players.
Yeah,
They have good shirt bodies.
yeah,
Or they actually are, rigsies.
rigsies.
90% are just shirt bodies.
Shirt
they're like in their
bodies.
jersey. They're like, oh, I'll tell you what. You look sharp. Take the top off. Oh,
Holy
mounted
Toledo.
candle.
Yeah, right.
Horrible.
What did you say?
I'm like,
Mounted
well,
candle.
You know what I mean?
I'm like borderline, bro, but I did a jockey campaign.
Yes,
and
you
this-
did.
I posted a photo of this guy, first comment, melted candle.
Did he say melted candles?
Yeah.
That's your go-to.
And to be fair,
A
I
real
think,
UK thing.
I think that was off
Melted
the
candle?
back of a elbow injury, bro, so I didn't get like a real good
Yeah.
pre-seas.
Come on, get off his back.
But I'm
Elbow
probably,
injury.
I'm a little bit of a shirty guy, but I'm
For a prop,
126
yeah, yeah.
kgs, not bad. you
Yeah,
know?
not bad, mate.
Yeah,
Not a
oh,
melted candle, mate.
yeah, right, mate.
He's a good geezer. So just pivoting slightly to coaches, Neil Barnes really got stuck into his team recently in that Six Nations doco. He's going, come on, I need violence, or whatever he was saying.
He's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
From New
I was
Zealand.
like, what?
Yeah, he's from New Zealand.
I don't think
I got
accent.
confused.
Was he going Braveheart? Was that
Yeah, I was
Braveheart,
doing
or-
something.
Freedom!
What I tried to do was bad. Again, have you guys ever had a good rev up or a bad rev up? Start with the good, maybe.
I had a decent one,
You've
funny
had-
one.
Yeah. From who?
We had this coach, Jonathan Thomas, Welsh, of course, with the last name. So we're in Bristol, we're doing line-outs, units, it's all going to shit. Nothing's working. Boys most probably had a triple bender on the weekend. Nobody wants to do full line-up mauls on a Monday afternoon. Better things to do, get down to the cafe, but he's not happy. He's losing his marbles. Eyes are starting to bulge out, spitting, real deep Welsh accent, and he's a big man.
Right.
You know what I mean? He won 35, 6-6 kind of thing.
Right.
And he's like going crazy. He's had enough. He's about to storm off. And we had our training plan on a piece of paper. And he was like, all right, fuck this. Throws his paper down. But it's not on a clipboard.
Right.
So this paper just goes all the way down to the floor. And it took, well, it felt like 30 seconds. And the guys in the huddle like, and he's looking at the paper and it's just not touching the floor. And then once it hits the ground, he turns around and walks off. And my boys still bring it up. Hilarious.
Really, that paper?
That paper. That good A4 print.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. Just blowing in the Bristol wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, mine, I think it was pretty well documented at the time. I'll shout out Neil Barnes because I've had him with the Chiefs. Great man, great motivator. Obviously done pretty well with the Neckie as well. It wasn't from Barnesy, but had to shout him out. It was JK, and this one he did have the clipboard. So I think it was pop. I can't remember. It was like 2013. Obviously we had a bit of talent. Comes in at half time. We weren't playing our best. It might have been against the Bulls. We had a couple good wins against maybe the
I
Saints.
said you were useless back then.
Who's that?
The Blues.
Yeah, but like we ended up going not bad.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll write back up.
Ended up going bad, sorry.
Get off his
But
case again.
We had two. This was like
That's
maybe,
kinda good.
we had like 35,000 watching us.
Oi.
Great wins. We played the Bulls, and I think we made a few changes. Got absolutely terrible. Half time, he comes in, it was obviously the cameras and he had the clipboard, and this was the first, he just chucks it, bang, smashes it, and this is a thing with the boys like, damn, like because we hadn't quite seen that side yet, but very, I wouldn't say it, but very colourful words. I think we still lost that game though, so. To his credit, he's Auckland boy, passionate, had success with the Blues. He just wanted us to step up to where we should have been, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't had any other, no fisticuffs or anything. Nothing too fancy. You know?
No chair throwing. No broken plastic chairs or anything.
Nah. I did slap a coach on the ass once.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
In anger?
Angry one.
Nah, funny. Like
okay.
pre-game, we played Bordeaux, and in Europe, a lot of the Europe stuff, the teams walk out together.
Yes.
So I was on the pine, on the bench,
You're right.
writing that,
Yeah.
hyping the boys up, because we were playing in white, and they play in like a, Bordeaux-y red wine kind of colour. So I was like, I see a white, and then all the Bordeaux players go out. Then I see another white pair of like pants, and I go, oi, boom, because I'm bum tapping all the boys, slap it. Then I realised it was their head coach. Opposition head coach.
Damn.
He whooped around real quick looking for a fight.
Really?
But there was still people more coming. So he sort of like turned around. And then some people were
Holy
coming.
Toledo.
And I didn't realise.
You're almost in one of the classic French
and
scraps.
it wasn't until BT played it at half time. They were like, oh.
They got it.
And I
They
was
got the
just
clip.
like, yeah, boys. They went, boom.
At the Super Bowl. Was it in the Super Bowl late?
Yeah, it was.
Travis Kelce getting like, at Andy Reid. Have you ever seen anyone do that? Like, on the field?
But first of all, that's playing up, eh?
Yeah.
Like I know he's competitive, and they've like obviously got a good relationship. They've won Super Bowls, but like, damn, like when I saw it because I was watching it live, when he did it, I was like, right, it's a bit offside. I don't know.
Yeah, headbutt. That coach should have headbutted him.
Yeah, how calm he stayed was pretty impressive, eh? Andy Reid just like,
That's why they're champs, man. Super Bowls.
Yeah.
In my experience, not like, obviously like challenges, like arguments, but never. I don't think it's ever got physical.
Wicked, that's us for It's Not Tiddlywinks. Shout out to Angus and my mate here, John. Woohoo! Give it up, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, there's people here. There's people here